All right, so number 1, you should get x squared plus x minus 2. Number 2 is negative x squared minus 2x plus 9. Number 3 is negative 5x squared plus 9x minus 9. Number 4 is 3x squared minus 4x minus 14. All right, do I need to work out any of the ones on 1 through 4? Okay. Number 5 is x squared plus 15x minus 6. 6 is negative x squared minus 8x plus 14. 7 is 4x cubed minus 2x squared minus 6x plus 10. 8 is 3x squared minus 21x plus 18. All right, any of 5 through 8? Yes.
Can you repeat what 6 is?
Yeah, number 6 is negative x squared minus 8x plus 14.
Number 8.
Yeah, number 8.
Number 6.
Yes. Okay, so I'll do 6 first, then 8. So number 6, we have 2 functions. So then we are subtracting these. So we're going to have f of x, which is negative x squared, minus 2x plus 9, then minus 6x plus 5. So then we're going to need to distribute that negative through that 6x plus 5. So it's going to be minus 6x minus 5. So then you would combine your like terms. So we have negative 2x and negative 6x. And positive 9, negative 5, which would make your answer negative x squared minus 8x. Wait. That should be a minus 5 there. Just going to make that a plus 5, which will make that a positive 14. On the end?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That makes sense. I did everything else the same. I don't know what I...
That's right. Okay, then number 8. So our 2 functions are f of x So again, we're doing f minus g. So we'll do negative 2x to the third minus 8x plus 3 minus negative 5x to the third plus 13x minus 15. So again, we have to distribute the negative through the second half of that. So these first ones stay the same. And that becomes a positive 5x cubed, a negative 13x, and a positive 15. So remember, this changes all the signs inside the set of parentheses. All right, so then we are combining like terms. So we have negative 2x to the third and positive 5x to the third, which would give us a positive 3x cubed. Then we have negative 8 and negative 13 to give us a negative 21. And then 15 and 3 is going to give us the 18 at the end. Okay. Did that answer your questions on number 8? Okay. All right. Moving on. So in 9 through 12, we are multiplying. So number 9 is 6x cubed minus 53x squared minus 21x minus 2. 10 is 8x cubed minus 35x squared minus 33x plus 5. 11 is negative 12x to the fourth plus 30x cubed minus 105x squared plus 96x minus 165. 12 is negative 42x to the fourth minus 33x cubed plus 6x squared plus 267x plus 378. All right, any of 9 through 12 I need to repeat. 11? Yeah, do 11? Okay. Any other ones?
10 and 12.
All right. So let's start with number 10. So we have right, so we are multiplying these together. Right, so we're going to take our x squared and multiply it to both of our other things over here. So that would give us a positive 8x to the third and a negative 5x squared. Then we're going to take our negative 5x and multiply it over. So that would go as a positive 40x and then a negative 40x squared and then a negative 25x. And then the 1 would give us minus 8x and plus 5. So then combine like terms. So you get 8x to the third plus 35x squared from these two. And then negative 33x. And then a plus 5. Okay. That answer your question on number 10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then 11. All right, so this one was a little bit longer to multiply out because you had two trinomials. All right, so we've got 4x squared times negative 3x squared to get negative 12x to the fourth. And then plus 24. And 60. All right, then we're going to take our negative 2 and multiply it. So it's going to give us a positive 6x to the third, a negative 12x squared, and a positive 30x. And then our last one, let's see if I can make a little bit more room here. So negative 33x squared plus 66x. And 11 and 15 is going to give us what? 165, which should be negative. Okay, and then from that point, we just, again, combine like terms. So we don't have anything with our negative 12x to the fourth. So then we have a 24x cubed and a 6x cubed, which is going to give us our 30x cubed. So those are done. Then negative 60, negative 12, negative 33 gives us that negative 105. And then we have 30x and 66x, giving us 96. And then we've got our minus 165 on the end. Okay, good with 11? All right, number 12 was the other right?
I think I figured out like
Okay. All right, did anybody else need 12? Okay, so then we will go ahead and move on. So 13, you should get x plus 1. 14, you should get x plus 9. 15, x minus 9. and 16 negative x plus 17. Yeah, they have negative x plus 17. Yes. So that one's a little bit trickier to factor. Just because they have it like this. On the top part here, you can really rewrite that and like change all those signs. So you can do like x squared minus 15x minus 34. So that way when you factor that top part, you get the x plus 2 and the x minus 17. And then those cancel, and that's what you're left with. Which is the same way we've always factored stuff when we've got that negative x in the middle. We just change all those signs. Okay, and then honor students, you guys had to go on 17 through 20. So 17, you should have gotten 95. 18 is 57. 19 is 1,444. And 20 is 4.
Could you do 20?
Yes.
You do 18.
Yeah, 18 and 20? Okay, so then number 18. So you have to do f minus g. So f is 6x squared minus 10x minus 24. And then g is 3x plus 4. So then we're going to subtract those. Which gives us 6x squared minus 13x minus 28. And then you have to plug in a 5 for x. So we've got 6 times 25 minus 13 times 5 minus 28. Okay. So we get 150 minus 65 minus 28. Which gives you 57.
I got huge numbers on these because I squared it after I
Oh, yeah. So remember, order of operations, exponents always come first. So you always want to square anything before you multiply stuff in. Right. Okay, and then number 20. So we are dividing those two. So we have 6x squared minus 10x minus 24 over 3x plus 4. So for this one, you really could have done it either way. If you wanted to like factor it and divide it out, you could. Or with these, since you have a number to plug in, you can just set it up like this and plug in the 5 at this point if you don't want to factor and get your answer. Which is what I would recommend, especially where this one you've got larger numbers to deal with factoring. That's going to save you a lot of time. So I would just do 6 times 5 squared minus 10 times 5 minus 24 over 3 times 5 plus 4. So that would give you, so 6 times 25 again, which is 150 minus 50 minus 24 over 15 plus 4. So 76 over 19, which ends up giving you 4. Yeah. For those where you have to like evaluate it after this, I would just set it up at this point and then plug in the number so it's a lot easier and saves you time. Okay, any other questions on 4.6? Do you guys feel better about it after going over some of those? Okay. So I want to go ahead and do some notes for 4.7 today. Okay, so for 4.7, we're learning about composition of functions. So basically, we're going to be like plugging one function into another function. We're like combining them together. We're not just like add, subtract, multiply, and dividing. Like we're putting one function inside of another one. So the notation for that, so like let's say we have like this function. So let's say these are our two functions. Oh, let's make that a -2 actually, sorry. So you'll see it written like this. You could have like f of g of x. So that just means we're going to take our g of x and plug it in to f of x for x. Right? So just like when we were plugging in numbers, evaluating. Right, f of 5 means we're plugging 5 in for x. Now this just means that we're going to be plugging whatever g of x is in for x in f. The other way you will see that written is with like a little open circle between them. Right, so that means to put g into f. Right, both of those mean the same thing. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to have x squared minus 2 is getting plugged in for x. And then we still have our plus 5, right? We just plugged it in for x there. So again, I took this whole thing, replaced it x up here. Right? So this x goes away, doesn't stay in. You're replacing it. Right, and then just like before, you combine any like terms you can. So in this case, we get x squared plus 3 would be f of g. Right, so does that kind of make sense? Okay. It looks a lot more complex than it is. Sometimes the notation just takes a second to like wrap your mind around. All right, so then let's go the other way. So let's say we wanted to do g of f. So that means we're going to take this and plug it in for this x right here. Okay, so that means we're going to have x plus 5 squared minus 2. Right, because this is x squared. We're replacing that x with x plus 5. So then what are we going to have to do here? Right, so we're going to have to FOIL. Right? So it's like x plus 5. What is happening? There we go. So that gives you x squared plus 5x plus another 5x plus 25. And then we still have our minus 2 on the end. So we get x squared plus 10x plus 23. Okay. So again, you can go either way. Just whatever's inside is what you plug into the one on the outside. Okay, so let's do another example. So this time, let's say our two functions are x squared plus 2 and g of x and the square root of x plus 2. Okay, so our two functions, let's do f of g of x. So just so you guys know, this is how I will typically write it. The book is the one that's going to have that little circle thing in it more often. But it just makes more sense for me this way because it kind of tells you what the operation is a lot easier rather than adding a rather unnecessary symbol. So again, we're going to take this whole thing, this square root of x plus 2, and plug it in for this x right here. So that means we're going to have the square root of x plus 2 squared plus 2. So what happens when we square a square root? Right, so you're left with what's inside the radical. So that gives you x plus 2, and then plus 2, which is x plus 4. All right. So that is pretty much the gist of what we've got going on in this section. We're just plugging in functions. Okay, that's all the notes I have for today. I'll go ahead and tell you guys what this assignment is if you want to start it. It's not homework because we're also going to work on it in class tomorrow. But we've still got about like 7-8 minutes. So if you guys want to at least knock a couple of them out. Let me double check LMS to make sure I tell you the right thing.